In honor of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day, which we celebrated this past Monday, I just wanted to take a moment to shine a light on the incredible woman who stood beside one of history's most influential figures, Coretta Scott King. Coretta Scott King was not only a supportive partner to Dr. King, but a powerhouse in her own right. As an activist, author, mother, and wife, she exemplified what it means to be a supportive partner while standing firmly in your own dreams and purpose. However, her journey was far from easy. Coretta faced the challenge of balancing her own passions, motherhood, and the role of a supportive partner. In her own words, I read to you this quote: "I suppose I experienced the personal dilemma that baffles every working woman. What happens when you are expected to be Superwoman, to perform a dozen conflicting tasks at the same time?" This quote reveals a woman who wrestled with the same balancing act that many of us face today. It leads me to reflect on how often we too feel the pressure to show up as Superwoman for everyone else. Well, I just want to encourage you today that you don't have to carry the weight of being everything to everyone. Showing up as the healthiest version of yourself is more than enough. And in fact, it is the best way to serve those around you and live a life of impact. So let's dive into embracing the balance of supporting others while prioritizing self-care. Too often we feel the need to show up as Superwoman, carrying everyone else's needs, emotions, and expectations on our shoulders while putting ourselves last. But the truth is, being everything to everyone doesn't actually make us stronger. It often leaves us feeling depleted, unfulfilled, and distant from the woman that we truly want to be. Let's take a moment to challenge the Superwoman complex and recognize that showing up for others doesn't mean sacrificing ourselves. Balance is possible, and it starts with us giving ourselves permission to let go of unrealistic expectations. And here's how we can work towards balancing support for others while prioritizing self-care. Today, I'll be sharing a few tips that will be a game changer in letting go of the Superwoman complex and balancing support and self-care. The first tip is to schedule personal time. One of the best gifts that we can give ourselves is time. Treat your personal time like a non-negotiable appointment. Whether that is a quiet morning walk, journaling, or even just sitting in silence with your favorite tea, this time is sacred. Remember, when you're filled up, you can give yourself more authentically to others without feeling drained. Another way to balance all the things is to communicate your needs. So many of us struggle to vocalize what we need because we don't want to seem needy. But open, honest communication is key to maintaining balance. So let your partner, your family, or your friends know when you need support, rest, or even space. It's not a weakness to ask for help. It's a strength that leads to healthier relationships. Another important tip is to also monitor overextending yourself. And so you want to pay attention to how often you're saying yes to others at the expense of yourself. It's okay to say no to things that don't align with your priorities or your capacity. A good rule of thumb is this: if you're saying yes out of guilt or fear of disappointing someone else, take a pause. Choose only to say yes from a place of joy and alignment. And lastly, I want you to make sure that you are setting healthy boundaries. Creating healthy boundaries is one of the most empowering things that you can do, not just for your relationships, but for yourself. When you set clear boundaries, you're teaching others to respect your time and your priorities. And that respect starts with how you treat yourself. Honoring your boundaries shows that you value your own needs, which creates a ripple effect in how others will interact with you. So it's about setting a standard, not just for how others treat you, but for how you care and you show up for yourself. When you prioritize your well-being, you cultivate a culture of mutual respect and balance in your relationships. allowing you to thrive without feeling stretched too thin. And so I'll be honest, I've had moments where I thought being Superwoman was what made me valuable. But over time, I realized that running on empty was not serving me or the people that I love. So when I started to prioritize myself and became more present, more patient, and more intentional with the ways that I showed up for not just others, but for myself, that shifted and allowed me to give from a full cup instead of a cracked cup or an empty one. So ladies, I just want to encourage you to drop the cape. We were never meant to be Superwoman, and that's okay. Instead, let's embrace being real women that are flawed, that are learning, that are growing, and doing our best each day. Start small this week. Pick one thing from this list and commit to it, and watch your life and your relationships transform. I saw this quote online from the Grace community on Facebook, and it really resonated with me. And it says this: they say behind every great man is a great woman, but behind every great woman is a village. And with that said, I just want to remind you that you don't have to take this journey alone. That community is super essential for our growth, self-care, and support. So surround yourself with women who will uplift you. And I'd love to have you in our village here on the Wives Tribe. So if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel, that you check out the link in the description below to join our free online community. Also, to be sure to like, comment, and share this video with other women. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Peace.